What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome to a brand new... It's not, is it? It's not brand new. You know why it's not brand new? Because I forgot to make a video on this car. That's why it's not brand new. So this is actually a fairly old car. This came out like 2 car packs ago, I think. And I completely forgot to make a video on it. Is it 2 car packs ago or last car pack? I don't know. I forgot to make a video on this car. So there you go. It's definitely not the American Automotive vote. Yeah, it is 2 car packs ago. Yeah, I'm slow at this. Yeah, but here it is. The KTM Crossbow Expo GT2. This is the car that I'm going to be taking a look at in today's video. So like I said, I'm very late to this because I completely forgot about this car and take a look at it. Even though I did take a look at a lot of the other cars from this car pack in videos, I just completely forgot to have a look at this thing. Also, I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot every single time by not mentioning this at the start of the video. I always say it at the end of the video, but I feel like that's when the least amount of people are watching. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, subscribe because it helps a lot. Also, you'll get to know whenever I upload a new video. And click the bell if you want or whatever, but subscribe if you're new and you like what you're seeing. Anyway, that out of the way. That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a car. How sick is that? That is how you get in this car. That is so cool. Like, the mechanism behind that is so sick, and it's right between your suspension. How sick is that? What a cool car. It's literally just a Batmobile. I love KTMs. The KTMs are so sick. The normal... I'll show you guys which ones I'm talking about. So you have the normal KTMs, right? Right here. So we have this. The KTM GT4, which I absolutely love. Very cool car. I've driven this in multiple videos. I've said how much I love this thing. This was one of the best handling cars, I think, in Forza Horizon 4. If built correctly for some events. Obviously, other cars kind of overtook it after they came out after this, but this was one of the best handling cars in Forza Horizon 4. I don't know if it is still in Forza Horizon 5, but in 4, definitely was. Unbelievably good car. But as you can see, it's a lot less power in this thing. I also put track tires on it so we can bring it down to A class. I've driven it in this game as well, and it's very good. Same with this one, the X-Bow R, or the Crossbow R, which came out in 2013, believe it or not. That's so crazy. This, I'm guessing, is the newest iteration. Came out in 2020, the KTM Crossbow GT2. Now, I'm going to be driving this thing around. I think I've already made a video with this car over in Forza Motorsport, actually. Oh, okay. Sounds good. I need to get rid of the drift cam that we've had on from previous video. There we go. Sounds pretty good. Wait, what? Why was the wiper in the center? And now it's on the side? I don't know. It already grips up really nicely. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on slick tires anyway, already. So I don't really have to change the tires at all. I kind of just have to change, well, power, suspension, and I think weight, if the game allows me. Even though this entire thing is literally just carbon fiber. It's just bits of carbon fiber just stuck together. I'm just going left and right because this thing is so grippy. I mean, it's S2 right now, but it's low in S2. Oh, I disconnected. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, can you just, like, just leave me alone for now? Don't really care. It's really grippy. It's really nice. Like I said, I've driven this thing in Forza Motorsport, and it was very good there. The back doesn't want to step out, really. It just has a good amount. It just has a really good amount of grip. It's a very nice car. I feel like this could be a very good car to do some little lap times in. I'm interested now. I'm very interested. Let's do stuff to it first, though. Let's bring it actually to the top of A class. Of A class? To the top of S2. What did I say? I don't know why I said A class. I think this would drop it over into S1, but I think this is way too much power now to be able to drop it on drag tires. Here's the thing, right? With the older KTM, dropping it from S1 into A class with the tires is okay because it doesn't have that much power. It has like half the horsepower of this thing, so I don't think doing drag tires on this car now is going to be very beneficial because this thing will just slip like crazy. So I don't think we can really drop the car's class at all, but we can bring it up, and we'll bring it up to as high as possible here. Our handling is on 9.0 already. We haven't really done anything else to this car. We can even engine swap this thing. We put a 3-liter racing V8 in it. Oh, we can engine swap this thing then and put the drag tires on it, and we can drop this thing into S1. But I still don't think it's going to be good enough. And we also have the racing V12, which is even lighter than the original engine. It doesn't make as much torque, but it makes a lot of horsepower, which means we just have to rev it out more. I guess just have to keep it higher in the revs if we want to be in the power band. So let's do that. Let's actually, wait, if I keep it completely stock, how much power am I squeezing out of this thing? Let's do that first of all before we do anything else. Because if we just have a lot of torque with it, in that, I think we could do this just fine. Okay, this actually just goes up all the way to the top of its class. We can even get it up into X class, which is pretty mad. I mean, my launch goes up. My braking doesn't even change. My braking is already so good with this car that it doesn't even change. I'm guessing it already has racing suspension, so we don't really have to change anything there. Same with that, and then same with the diff. As soon as I don't see race spec parts being able to get added onto this thing, I can already tell that it's already pretty much maxed out. So this is now mid-engine rear-wheel drive. It's making a stupid amount of power. Yeah, our top speed isn't really that high, which is fine. And this is pretty much how this is built already right now. I'm going to be adjusting all this, and we'll try to see if I can get it to drive a little bit better. Maybe shorten first gear. First gear is really, really long. Maybe shorten first gear and get the gears to be a little bit more evened out than this. And like I said, slightly shorter gear ratios. Get it to accelerate a little bit quicker. Okay. One sec. Let me mess around with this thing, and I'll bring it out and I'll race it, and we'll see what it's like. Okay, it's a lot more powerful now. Oh. That is a lot grippier as well. I ended up changing so it's a little bit more oversteery. And by that I mean like the front end will just grip up a little bit more and pull you into the corner. And now the back end just kind of needs to follow. I just have to be careful with it. I also made it a lot more responsive. Or it feels like I made it a lot more responsive. I think I made it oversteer a bit too much. Oh no, that front end grip is crazy! Look at it! Oh man, I feel like this could be a really, really good golden tailgate car. Because it doesn't have a lot of power. It'd be a very good downhill car, you know what I mean? Okay, it's a little sideways. I think I can fix that. Well, I could slide it a little bit at least. Yeah, I'm gonna try this on the golden tailgate just because I feel like this is the good track for that. Since it's, like I said, it's very lightweight, it's very small, and it doesn't really have a lot of power. I'm gonna try and make it a little less oversteery though, just a little bit less, because I feel like it wants to just throw its ass out every single time now. And I'll take it down the hill, and I'll see what sort of time we can get. Alright, I've changed some settings. Let's give it a shot. I love testing cars out on this downhill pass. I love it. I had Launch Control help me a little bit there, but whoa, now that it's gone, I know that this is going to be very slippery, so be careful. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. The suspension's a bit stiff. I softened it a little bit from the way it was completely stock, but it's still quite stiff. So, especially over stuff like this, it's just very bouncy. Maybe carbon brakes would have been, or carbon ceramic brakes would have been a little bit better for this guy. Even though it just doesn't feel like it. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is exactly what I expected this guy to be like. Oh my god, I'm going too slow. If you see me straightening the wheel in the corner, it's because I'm trying not to pull into the wall. See, that's more like it. That's how it should look when I'm going around corners. Okay, this is very hectic. I hate it. Be careful with it. I'm heading off every wall, but it's because I don't know what speed I should be going. I just kind of threw myself in the deep end here. Just drive as fast as I can. With a car that I've never tried before. Let's go again. It does have a limit to its grip. It does have a limit to its grip. However, it's so sharp with the turn in. It's really, really good. I also need to be really careful with my acceleration out of corners. This is still rear-wheel drive, and I have to keep that in mind. So it's making like 900 horsepower and a lot of torque, all going to the rear wheels. So I have to be, like I said, a little bit more careful with accelerating out of corners. However, I made the diff very much useful. So it stops it from spinning, but it will still spin. It does have a lot of power to go just to those rear wheels. Oh my God. It's hard. It's hard to keep it in check. It's hard to keep it in check when you're driving at that speed. Especially since I don't really have a lot of practice driving with this guy. It'll take me a little bit to get used to it. I think the best way to do it is probably just take it a little bit slower. Alright, I'm gonna shut up and try to concentrate and see if I can get a good time here. I'll take a 345. That took a while. That took a while because there's certain areas where I kept crashing. Mostly the gap. Because I kept trying to go full throttle in the gap. I did get a time before. I got like a 348. I just didn't want to show you that because there's no point. And I knew I was going to be able to go faster. So there's a 345 with this thing. So this reminds me a lot of the Elemental that came out as well. I think the Elemental's better than this. It feels more stable, even though I did call that car very hectic. It feels a little bit more stable than this car. And it's not really just due to the way that I tuned this car, because it kind of is a little bit. I like the car to be really snappy, like into corners and stuff like that, because I just have a lot of control over it like that. I just feel like the car will make it through the corner no matter what. You know, even if I make like the tiniest bit of a mistake, I want it to make it through the corner as fast as possible. So making the steering really snappy and making it point in very quickly into the corner, I like that a lot. So that's why I built this car like this, to be super snappy. I mean, the Sesto Elemental is the same, right? A lot of the tunes with the Sesto Elemental, people made it as snappy as possible into the corners. I think the Elemental is just a tiny bit less snappy, but this mid-engine rear-wheel drive, it's an absolute monster of a car. So the 345, I think, puts it second fastest car to ever go around. No, is it the second fastest S2 car to go around this? I think it might be the second fastest S2 car to go around this track that I've tried. I'm pretty sure. I think the fastest is the Elemental that you guys sent me. I don't think I've ever tried a Sesto Elemento on this track in S2, so that would probably win. But I think this is the second fastest. I'm gonna have a quick look. I'm sorry. I know there's no sound, but I'm just gonna bring the times up. There we go. There you go. The times are back up. So the Elemental that you guys have sent me, one of you guys sent me the Elemental RP1 in S2, and I did a 340 with it. So it's 5 seconds faster, which is quite a lot, quite a big difference. But then someone else ages ago, I remember, sent me a KTM Crossbow or Expo GT4. So this is the predecessor to this car. And I ended up doing a 351 with that car. And I thought that was very good. But this is now like 6 seconds faster. Almost, it's like 6 and a bit seconds faster that I've done with this car. And I still think there's areas to improve with it, because there's some places where I didn't take the corners just that great. But I don't think I'll be able to squeeze out a lot more time. Like I said, I did the 348 before, and I knew for a fact that I was going to be able to squeeze a little bit more time, and I did. I got a 345, which is like 3 seconds faster. So even if by some miracle I decide to do the same thing and I squeeze another 3 seconds faster, 342 would still be the second fastest on the Golden Toga that I've ever driven. Basically an S2 car. We'll just cancel out the fastest car on this track, which is the X-Class Sesto Elemento, which did like a 327. That is still absurd to me. How that car is like... It's almost 30 seconds faster. It's almost 30 seconds faster than the predecessor to this car. How crazy is that? A 350... Anything sub 4 minutes is a very good time, right, for the cars. Anything sub 4 minutes is a very good time for cars. But... like, I can't believe how much faster the Sesto Elemento is compared to everything else. I mean, I know it's an X-Class, but still, it's still absurd. Because driving this thing just... I can already tell how fast it is. It's just, you have to be so much more careful with the Sesto. This is a very good car. I really like this. I knew it was going to be a very good car for this sort of driving. I think if I was to bring it maybe uphill, I think it would struggle a little bit with grip coming out of corners. It just doesn't have the power for uphill, I don't think. For uphill, you kind of need a lot of power and a lot of grip as well, right? Because as you're trying to accelerate out of corners, I mean, this thing would take corners all day long, and it'd be perfectly fine going around corners. But then when I'm going uphill, basically against gravity, and need to floor it, it will have a little bit of a restriction, and I think the grip will go down. But, like I said, I need all-wheel drive if I want to go uphill. And I think as soon as I swap this thing to all-wheel drive, it'll jump into X-Class, and it'll be completely useless, which means I'll have to lower the power even more, and it just won't be that good. So that's why I didn't try uphill. And I think uphill would be kind of a little bit more fun to test cars out on. It's just... I don't think it's possible with this car. To keep it in this class anyway. I don't think it's possible with this car. Right. That was fun. I like the GT2. I think the GT2 is a super, super good car. there's nothing really that I really change on this car right now. I've changed a couple of bits and pieces on it, even whilst I was doing the lap before. And yeah, like I said, I just made it grip up a little bit more. See what I mean? Like, even if I decide to floor it as I'm coming out of corners with a lower gear, like it's just over. But you can see how grippy and twitchy the front end is. Look how sharp it is when it turns in. It's pretty ridiculous, which is exactly what I wanted it to be. It's exactly what the Sesto's like as well. You see how much it grips up in third person like this. If I just drive and I just dart into the corner. See what I mean? I have to do it. I'm not making it over, but I'll have to do it. Just because, why not? Alright, well, that was it for the KTM. I finally took a look at it, even though I completely forgot before. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.